Did you know that you can use leaves as a focus on your Christmas cards? Hello and welcome. I can't believe it's the final video for my Same But Different Christmas card series for 2021. And today's focus, yes, you heard me right, is going to be leaves. Yes, leaves on Christmas cards. And I've got 5 fun ideas to share with you today. Don't worry if you're still needing more inspiration for your Christmas cards. I've got some more videos linked at the end, and I've also got playlists at my YouTube channel. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will be back with more holiday inspiration before the end of the year, as well as more card inspiration. So thank you for your support, and we better get started. So I began by pulling out all of my dies and stamp sets that have leaves, and there's a bit of a mix here. Some are wreaths, some are layering stamps. I've got some from Altenew. I wasn't really sure where I was going to go with all this. I just had a picture in my head of some cards, and I thought I'd work this around it. This is a really cool die. It's from Penny Black. It's an edge and it's got a couple of leaves in that. I have some older stamp sets here, so basically I just thought I'd give it a whirl and see what we could come up with together. I have this 3D embossing folder. It's a poinsettia embossing folder, and I know you may think it's a flower, but the poinsettia is actually leaves, so that's a tricky one. And some non-Christmassy stamps too. So this is like a gum leaf, and I did use this last year, I think it was, and made like a native set of Christmas cards. So I will try and remember to link that below to share with you as well. I think they turned out beautiful. But lots of little leaf images and a mix of images and dies just to give me some idea. So where I started was with this Concord and 9th Hollyberry Turnabout. Now this is a 2-piece turnabout, and I do actually have a whole Same But Different Christmas card series that I did based around this particular stamp, and that was also last year, so I will also link that one below if I remember to do that as well. I'm using the jig here and the cheat sheet to line up the leaf portion of the image. I've got an A2 piece of cardstock that I'm adhering to my jig. I just do that. It's got little tick marks in the corner to let you know where you need to put your cardstock. And I'm going with some analogous colours today. And basically that's just a fancy word to say that I'm using anywhere between, say, 3 and 5 colours that are adjacent to each other on the colour wheel. So I'm using a mix of greens and blues here today. They're all Catherine Pooler inks that I'm using. I just recently swatched out my inks and I got inspired to go green and blue. This is a really easy way to create a quick background. The Turnabout has numbers on the corners, so basically you just turn it 4 times and stamp the colours as many times as you want. You can just stamp the same colour over and over. I decided to go with 4 different colours and then add some blue berries today. This would also look beautiful done with some red berries, but I'm going green and blue. And this is, like I said, it's a double turnabout, so I did have to realign this second layer, and I'm only going to stamp this one twice. It did take me a minute to think about whether I wanted to do the 4 turns, but I changed my mind. And that's a great thing about the turnabouts, is that you do not have to do every turn. You can make it look as busy or as clean and simple as you like. And certain turnabouts work better with this technique than others. And basically it's just a matter of having a bit of fun and trying. Okay, I have a beautiful sentiment. It's from the Penny Black set, which is called Sweetest Moments. They have some of the best Christmas sentiment sets. They really do. Just lovely fonts, and I decided to heat emboss it with some white embossing powder on some parsley cardstock, which went really well with the colours of ink that I was using. I did layer it up, cut a die cut twice, which is a nesting oval die from Old and New, just to give it a little bit more stability because I wanted to pop it right up on the front of the card. And I did add some jewels to some of these designs today. Otherwise, this one might look like a very busy card, but it was actually really easy to do and came together really quickly. All right, so this second card is the 3D poinsettia from Old and New, and I'm adding the eucalyptus to the raised side because I was thinking I might go with a almost like a letterpress look, and on the parsley cardstock I just cut a piece of that. That's Concord 9th as well, and then to run it through my Big Shot, I'm finding I get a better impression using my Big Shot tab. No tabs are open, and then I've got the 3D plate and then the top plate. That's all I'm using there. And fail, look at this, isn't that ugly? It just did not work. So I flipped it over. I thought, I've got nothing to lose here. I just didn't want to waste this beautiful cardstock from Concord and 9th. So I've got the It's a Boy ink, which just has that blue tinge on the green. And I'm really excited with how this colour came out on the green. I couldn't believe it. So I decided to add a multicoloured sentiment here, and it's another penny black one, which is from the set Love and Peace. And I could have masked this off. Luckily I was using my Misty there, I dropped it. I could have masked it off, but what I did instead was just stamp with my lightest ink first, then did the next sort of lower portion with the blue Skylight ink, and then the Eucalyptus ink, which is my darkest one. I just pretty much just stamped the very bottom of the sentiment. So I cut that down, and then I just simply assembled my card by adding the 3D panel directly to the card front. I did cut it down just to leave a small white border, and then I popped up the sentiment. That was actually stamped on some 110-pound cardstock, so it's nice and solid. So that was a really simple card. The fail is on the back. No one will ever know. Well, you and I will know, but we won't tell anybody. My next card is the eucalyptus leaf. I know this is not particularly a Christmas image as such, but I really like the idea of having something sort of Australian for Christmas cards, and then that way I can send them overseas to my friends. So I have stamped it out with some of the eucalyptus ink because I thought, why not? And then I'm using my Prismacolor pencils to add some very simple colouring. I did come in just with the pencil and sort of use the pencils to sort of blend themselves out. So basically I'm adding my colour in layers. And I'm not being too fancy here because I wanted to do this, fairly quick. I didn't want this to take forever, but I still wanted it to look nice. So I did come in and add a bit of shading with some brown and also with some black pencils. And of course, I dropped my pencil a couple of times, actually 3, on my cardstock. This was going to be a very clean and simple card, and I was pretty impressed. The mono eraser did pick up that colour for me. So I was going for a very clean and simple look, but for some reason it just didn't look right to me. It wasn't the look I was wanting. So I did blend it with some Gamsol and then came in with my blue blending tool. And here's another mistake today. I just couldn't get it right. I forgot that I'd done that mono eraser cleanup, and that just was a fail. I could not get rid of that. So I did cut my panel down and put it on the front of a card just to get rid of one of the marks. And then I came in with a heat emboss sentiment, which is from Reverse Confetti. which is, it's called Joyful Holiday Wishes. And this was actually in a pack already. I had it in the packaging. I'd already made it and hadn't used it. And then there was a gem moment with some droplets to cover up the other portion of that I didn't or couldn't cover with the sentiment. All right. Okay, so we're on to our next design now. This time I thought it'd be fun to create a frame of leaves. So we've done a few different things so far. This time I'm looking for small leaf images, and I also used a kind of a berry image as well to create my frame. So I've grabbed 2 stamp sets. You can use whatever ones that you have. I'm using the same inks again. Oh, and that's what I was going to say before. I will list all the colours of the pencils and the inks, and I'll add links. That will all be in the description below. If it's not there, you can head to my blog post, which is directly linked in the description below as well, and I'd love for you to visit me there. I have lots more inspiration that doesn't always get shared here at YouTube, and if you want to say hi, I always like to see what you're up to and hopefully keep inspiring you to create more cards and try new techniques. Okay, so where was I? We're creating a frame. And I just basically had a lot of fun here using all these smaller images. You can grab whatever stamp sets you have and whatever ink combinations that you have. This would look beautiful, even embossed on a dark colored cardstock. And you could also, change up the colors to suit what your mood is today. This is another sentiment from the reverse confetti, and I did stamp this one in some Nocturne black ink and added that to my card front. And then we're coming up to my favourite card for today, which is more. This is the one that I was picturing in my head when I was thinking leaves. So far we've done a turnabout leaf, we've done an embossed, like a 3D embossed leaf image, and then we've done like a pencil colouring, not no line but almost, because it was a green outline stamp. And then we did the frame of leaves. So this final one is going to be it's basically one of those shadow stamps that you get from Penny Black, and it's called Berry Kissed. And what I'm doing here is stamping out the image. I wanted to use my same colours. This probably would have been easier had I used some watercolour cardstock and maybe some of the Tombow pens or some water brush pens and added the colours that way. But I wanted to keep the same colours that I'd used on all the other cards, and this was the easiest and fastest way to do that. So I did my base colour with the light blue because I knew that that was going to be very forgiving with the greens that I wanted to add for the leaves. And that was because I wanted to keep the berries blue here. And this time what I thought I'd do was do some more pencil colouring and just get sort of a washy leaf image look. And I'm just doing that by simply adding pencils over top. The picture itself gives me an idea about where the colour needs to go, and I just love this style of colouring. I don't do it often enough, but the look that you get, it looks like you've painted it yourself. Even though I didn't. So I can't believe that this is my final video in my series this year. I do have lots more inspiration from previous years, and at the very end I'm going to be linking some fun ways to use glitter on your Christmas cards. Maybe without getting it everywhere, we'll see. You can be the judge of that. I've also got more Christmas and holiday inspiration cards coming up at my blog and here at my YouTube channel, so don't go far. There's always lots to see here. Now, I really appreciate you visiting, all your comments and all your support. You guys are amazing, and you are the reason that I keep coming back every year and every week, and hopefully I get to speak to you soon. I really love this community that we have together, so please leave a comment, say good day, tell me where you're from, let me know which is your favourite card from today. Alright, I look forward to seeing you again really soon. Till then, happy Christmas papercrafting. Bye. Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and if you haven't already, click on the thumbs up button to let me know that you enjoyed today's video. Bye.